to WRPB Studios, and with me I have two guests. As you guys know how friendly we are with when it comes to pets, and I let her bring the dog in, which was a mistake because now I want to take the dog home. I think that's always becomes the problem. Let's do a favor. Let's take those cups down. Can you pull those cups down? That's the baby, huh? Yeah. I want people to see this adorable face. All right, Lori
Yes.
from Paws Fur Recovery.
Paws Fur Recovery, yes.
Okay, what is Paws Fur Recovery?
Paws Fur Recovery is a dog rescue that I started about 5 years ago. I am a recovering addict, and Paws Fur Recovery was born out of me finding something to do down here that was good for me. And when I moved down here, I started volunteering at a local shelter, and out of that, the rescue was born.
All right, so who's sitting next to you?
This is Nevaeh, and Nevaeh is actually getting adopted, going to a new home right after this interview.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how old is she?
She is about 5 months old.
She's really enjoying the attention, even though you said she prefers women.
Yeah,
Right.
she's doing great with you, actually. I'm impressed.
It's called treats. Right? It's called treats, right, honey? So we're very dog friendly. We love animals. When she came, how long has she been with you?
She's been with us actually for about 3 months.
Wow. And
Yeah.
she didn't get adopted till now? How
Well,
could you not want to
she-
adopt this little face?
She had a couple issues. One of them
Okay.
was her fear of men, so we did like a slow exposure with her, just having her interact and like a progression to where she was more comfortable. And just like anything else, she realized nothing was going to happen to her that was bad. So that's why she's okay with you right now.
So do you just do dogs? You do cats? You do other animals too?
No,
Or
just dogs. Just dogs.
Interesting, because so many animals need to find a home.
Especially right now.
Okay, and
Yes.
you get a face like this, and it's like, how do you turn this away? You know, I hate when people bring animals because I want to take them all home.
Well, she was owned by someone else who just didn't have any time anymore. So that's how we ended up with her. And she was adopted by a nice couple, and they have 2 kids. She's great with kids. And
Great with kids?
I've been waiting for them. She's been with me for an extra month to wait for them because he just started working from home. So
Okay.
she'll have somebody with her all day, and she'll get lots of love and
You
attention.
get spoiled? So my question to you is, it's not easy. How many dogs do you have at the rescue?
Right now we have about 30 dogs. Some of them are on the property, and some of them are in foster homes. Some of them are not listed on our website yet because they're just not ready. But we've got a lot of dogs out in Indiantown. We had a former adopter basically rent her property at a very reasonable rate for us, and that's how we were able to move from being foster-based to having a facility.
So, all right, so someone comes to adopt a dog, okay? Mm-hmm. They have to fill out an application?
So
What's the process?
Process, yes. You have to fill out the application prior to coming out to look at the dog, and then you come out to see the dog by appointment if the application is good. We fully vet everybody. We do vet checks. We also look at social media, and we want to make sure that these dogs go to a home where they're not going to be unsafe in any way, shape, or form.
I adopted a dog, I don't know how many, it's got to be tons of years ago, from Peggy Adams.
Okay.
Because I lived down there. And it was a golden. He had 8 cigarette burns and, 16 stitches. They pulled him with a car. And it was a process to adopt him.
Yeah.
He was a year and a half old when I got him. He lived to 18, which for a golden is amazing. And now I'm looking for another golden.
Oh, well, I'll keep my eye out.
It's been years
Yeah.
since he's gone. I have 2 cats because they were easy to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife is a cat lover. Not that she didn't love Nike, and he was a great dog. And I always called him not smart, but he was really intelligent. And he was just, you could not love him. He was just one of those lovable animals. And when I started this industry, it was in my house. People would come in, he he would sit and listen to the interviews, wouldn't bark, nothing. People would come in, you know how people are. They'd come in just to see him
Right.
and the cats. So it really, if you don't have a pet in your house, I don't want to call them animals. If you don't have a pet in your house, you're crazy. And I don't care. You know, I know you specialize in dogs, but it really doesn't matter if you have a pet that can give you love and you can give it love back. It really is amazing. And to go buy an animal is ridiculous.
It is. I mean,
Okay.
I can't say
Right?
anything negative about breeders, but there's so many awesome dogs that are waiting for new homes in local shelters. Every single shelter in this area is overloaded with dogs
My
and
golden
cats.
looked pedigree. Probably could have been pedigree.
Oh, for sure.
But did it really matter?
It doesn't matter,
I wasn't breeding him, so it didn't matter.
Sometimes I say, how could anybody abandon this particular dog? But in the end, it doesn't matter if the
tasting
person
me.
is not committed and doesn't have time. It is a big commitment to have a pet.
Are you tasting me?
Yeah, I'm so impressed by how she's acting with you. And this is exactly why we can't put dogs right up for adoption. We got to get to know them, see what their likes or dislikes are, see if they get along with
She's
other
a
dogs,
sweetheart.
cats,
You
kids.
get along with other people,
She's good with cats and kids too. Yeah.
but not so. You weren't so good with guys, huh?
No.
Yeah, but you see, you can get love from guys. Doesn't matter. Dogs are unbelievable.
If I told you that she in the past tried to bite someone, would you believe me?
Yeah, because it's an animal, and it
Yeah.
can happen. You don't, especially if you don't know the situations of the trauma that an animal went through.
Yes.
Okay. I, for lack of a better word, I adopted a kitten. She was about 8 weeks old, and we called her Scratchy Bitey because she was feral. They found her. Her mom was gone, and we took her in, and you couldn't get near her.
Yeah.
She was brutal.
Yeah, it takes a while.
We call her. Her name is actually Fee, which is short for catastrophe. But she. And you-
Geez, Nevaeh. Wow.
we learn over time that there are things you can do to calm them. So the first thing was to have her fixed.
Right.
So that was first. But it was more important to get another cat. So we got a male from Dogs and Cats Forever, and they pick you. You don't pick them. So I went in, and all these places, how sad it is that they're overstocked, for lack of a better word. And he was up on a shelf looking at me while I was looking at all the other cats. And I went over to him, and she goes, well, he's different because he was on his deathbed. He got hit by a car. He had internal bleeding, broke his hip. They wanted to put him down, but the doctor said, no, I think we can fix him. And he came home with me.
Oh.
And he taught her, Fee, how to be behaved.
How to be a cat.
Yep. Now she's really, she still, like a noise will make her jump and stuff, as probably would make this one jump too. They get spooked a little bit because, again, you don't know what they've been through.
Right.
And we all live with our trauma.
Yes. We do.
But a dog, especially a dog, it's probably the only place that you will ever in your life get unconditional love.
I totally agree.
Right? She said, yeah, that's right. Even though you're a guy, I'm okay, I got this. But, yeah, no matter what you do, besides something really bad, the dog will love you.
That is true.
Okay?
Yeah.
And there's nobody happier to see you when you come home. There's nobody more depressed when you go out. Like the cats don't care because they think, well, we can cause trouble.
Yeah, they're
gone.
different like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what kind of dogs come in usually?
I mean, we get a lot of pit bulls. We've got a lot
Sad.
of pit bulls right now, but there's people out there. There's a lid for every pot. I have an older dog right now. Her name is Rosie. She's been with us for about almost a year, and we're really looking for a home for her. But it
What
has
kind of dog is she?
She is a mix, a hound mix. Yeah.
You good girl?
Yeah. I think she might have been a former bird dog.
Really?
Yeah, she likes chasing the birds.
What what age usually do you get?
Usually between 1 and 2, because now the puppy phase is over. The person who had the dog is like, well, the novelty is worn off,
And the cuteness factor is gone.
and they didn't do any training, and the kids don't want to pay attention to the dog anymore. So usually they're between 1 and 2 years old. Most of the dogs in the shelters are about that age.
And guys, this here, besides the face being too cute, is a commitment.
Yes.
Okay, and you got to look at it as a commitment. People say, "Oh, my dog is my kid." Well, they grow on you, and you need to treat them like your kid, because they are little kids. They can't fend for themselves. You okay?
And the same could be said about teaching a dog. It's all about consistency, and modifying behaviors takes time, but you have to be consistent. When someone says, "Oh, well, I can't get my dog to do this or that," it's your fault, because you are the dog's trainer, right? So you have to be trained on how to train the dog.
So, and I'm not bringing up your past, but has this helped in your recovery?
Oh my God, tremendously, tremendously. I mean, I'm also a therapist, so I take dogs to different rehabs, and I do experiential, hands-on groups, and I talk about addiction using the dog as a metaphor for many things, in particular, change.
Do you know Agape?
I've heard of them, yeah.
So I do a podcast with a young lady who's, I think she's 7 or 8 years
Clean and sober.
clean,
Yeah.
sober, yeah. And we do a podcast, and she has a dog. She has a Frenchie, little bulldog, and she loves that dog, and that dog loves her,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives her reason. I once did a video about a recovery from a dog's point of view. So
Oh, that's a
basically,
good
the
idea.
owner sat under the table,
Uh-huh.
and the dog sat at the table,
Clever.
and I asked the dog questions, and the dog answered like, well, sometimes they don't come up for days, and I feel so bad, but I have to go potty, and I go potty on the floor, but I know that they have to clean it up, and I don't know what to do, because I never know if they're coming back or when they're coming, it was stuff like that. So it was really kind of cool and very, very different. It had a ton of views, really, it had a ton of views. But again, any pet thing has a ton of views. So the process is I fill out an application.
Yes.
I fill it out online,
Yep.
and then you message the person back.
Yes, we
You
get
got
back
approved?
to you within 1 to 2 days, and you can fill out an application for a particular dog or just a generic application, and we can keep it on file. Like, we get a lot of applications for little dogs. I don't always have little dogs. I'll put it on Facebook before it's on the website.
I have cats bigger than little dogs.
And then the dog gets adopted quickly.
Right.
I have a waiting list for little dogs.
Right, and I understand that. And it's the sad part is the pit bull issue is very sad,
Yes.
because pit bulls can be some of the gentlest, friendliest dogs you'll ever find, and the sad part is, in life, the few ruin it for the many.
Yes.
And
there's-
it's not the dog; it was the person that raised that dog or bought
And
that
the
dog.
backyard breeders, which there are many,
What are you
including
doing?
in this area. I just left the courthouse. There was a hearing about a woman who was, unfortunately, she was also an addict, but she had 3 dogs. She abandoned them in a house, didn't come back. A month later, somebody discovered them. One of them was deceased, and the other 2 were barely alive. So we ended up taking the other 2. Today we found out she's getting 2 years in prison for abusing an animal in this county. So the laws are changing. Anybody out there that's abusing a dog in any way, shape, or form, or cat, or any animal, you're gonna get some time, most likely, for it now.
All right, we're getting to the top of our time. How do they find you? You have a website,
Yes.
which is,
pawsfurrecovery.org.
and your phone number is on the screen, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
And you're on Facebook, I'm sure.
Yes, on Facebook.
So if I go to your website, will I get to see some of the dogs that you do have?
Yes,
Now, I
you
know you
will.
don't have all of them, but you have some on
Yep.
there. Everybody, there's no reason to purchase a dog, first of all. And there are so many dogs that need homes. And it's not like, remember, these dogs are sitting as best as you can do, as much as you can do when you have 30 dogs,
Right.
okay? How many people work with you?
So I work with about 4 people to take care of the dogs. We're always looking for volunteers out at the ranch. It's in Indian Town, so it's a little bit of a distance, maybe an hour from where we're sitting right now. But it's beautiful. It's out in the country. We're on 14 acres. We got cows surrounding us on all sides. It's a beautiful experience to come out there and get to walk through all the palm trees and stuff.
Every dog that you adopt out
Yes.
is fixed?
Every dog is spayed or neutered, up to date on all shots, has been tested for heartworms, and also has been dewormed.
Everybody, how can you resist a face like this one here? Who kind of got attached to the taste of my fingers.
Yeah, I'm going to be leaving her here, by the way.
She's a little nervous being on the chair, but
No,
she's
she's
so
doing
behaved.
great.
I've had dogs
Yeah.
here that couldn't sit this long. I barely could sit this long.
Yeah.
Everybody adopt. It's Paws Fur.
Fur Recovery.
F-U-R Recovery. Check them out. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.